All right, let's do it. Let's address the elephant in the room. My friend, you're not serious about your goals. You're not. And nobody's going to tell you that. You know it, but nobody's going to directly tell you that you're not serious about your goals. I'm going to tell you. That's what I'm here for. My name is O'Day. Welcome to this space. So here's the thing. This is why I know that you're not serious about your goals. I know that instead of cooking inside of the house, you are doing a lot of DoorDash, a lot of Uber Eats. I know that instead of focusing on the things that you need to focus on, you are getting distracted again. I know that your scroll time, your screen time is through the roof. Just look through those settings and, go check how many hours a day you're, doing that thing on your phone. And I know that you keep telling yourself, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start tomorrow. And tomorrow comes, and maybe for the first half of the day, you do whatever it is or was that you said you were going to do. And then, evening comes and you go in the kitchen, you get yourself some cookies or some ice cream, or instead of doing your business plan for that business idea that you have, you instead decide to answer the call when your girlfriend says, hey, let's go out, girl. Let's go out this weekend. Let's go to this bar. Let's go to this restaurant. And that's what you do. And the reason why I know that you're doing that is because I did that. I made every excuse to run away from the calling that God had on my life. Let me tell you something. When you know that you are supposed to be doing something, like when you know that God has laid something on your heart, like this is what you need to be doing, this is what you need to be focused on, you actually almost get scared. Why do we get scared instead of excited when God is calling us for a new assignment or calling us to fulfill a certain purpose? And I kept running. I kept running away because I was like, I felt inadequate. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel ready. And I just felt like, you know what? I don't know if I'm the right fit for the job. Like, God, I know you know me and I know you, but I don't think you have the right address right now. Like, I don't. There's been so many things that God has called me to do that I did not feel like I was the right person fit for the job. So I fed into my distractions instead of feeding into my purpose. I fed into the lies of the self-doubt instead of saying, you know what? This is what God has for me. Like, if I'm not going to listen to anybody else, I've got to listen to God. You are getting distracted again. You are not focused on the task at hand. Like, you are not staying focused on the path. And you make these plans and you say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on a 3-day fast. I'm going to prioritize my health and wellness for the next 30 days. I'm going to prioritize my business plan. I'm going to prioritize all of these things. You say all of these things and you probably even write it down. You make your whole little schedule and like you got, a calendar of some sort, to kind of hold you accountable. And then at some point you give up. You give up. And the only reason you give up is because you feel that the person that you're going to have to become in order to reach those heights, you feel like you're not able to become that person. And I'm telling you right now, brick by brick, day by day, that is how you become that person. You have to stop thinking that the assignment that God has called you for is too big of an order for you to fulfill. Because it's not. He wouldn't have laid it on your heart if it was. And let me tell you another thing. I have been in times where God has called me to do something, and I was just like, nah, I'm cool. I'm just gonna, get distracted, focus on other things. I would end up dating and just get distracted, completely distracted, right? And God would literally show me somebody else that fulfilled something similar to what he called me to do. And I'm like, whoa, it worked. Like, you know how crazy you're going to sound when you say, God has called me to do X, Y, Z, and then you don't do it. And then 6 months from now, you see somebody that started a similar podcast that you felt God was telling you to start. Like, you know how crazy it sounds to be like, wow, man, God laid it on my heart to do something exactly like that. And you know how crappy you're going to feel? Because somebody else with probably less resources, less skills, all the things, decided to just do it. Meanwhile, you were caught up in your head, or you were caught up in, just living life and not being focused on fulfilling the purpose that God has for you. I'm telling you right now, my friend, you do not stop having the audacity. Stop having the audacity to be disobedient to God. Stop having the audacity. You have such audacity being disobedient to God. You've got to stop that. Because if God has called you to start the podcast, if God has called you to start the business, if God has called you to get your health and wellness in check, whatever he's called you to do, you have to do it. I promise you, I've been in seasons where I was not obedient to what God called me to do. And guess what? Things got really, really, really hard simply because of my disobedience. Don't be that friend. Don't be that person. Please don't be that person. If God has called you to do something, get rid of the distractions. All of it. It has to go. It has to go, because when God calls you to do something, you don't have time to be disobedient. You have to operate in a sense of urgency. Period. Point blank. Because I promise you, what is on the other side, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to be beyond your wildest dreams. But you have to trust, and you cannot be afraid to be obedient to what God has called you to do simply because you don't feel like you're capable, or you don't feel like you're worthy, or you don't feel like you've got everything it takes to make it happen. You have everything it takes to make anything happen that God has called you to do. Point blank, period. I hope you guys have a blessed day. O'Day checking out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.